Who brings their cat to a coffee shop?
Welcome to $2 Steak, a pro wrestling podcast. I am your host, Aaron Varnum. Joining me today, as always, Cookie.
Hey. Smoke weed every day.
Tolbert.
Hello. I'm
and
here,
Mick.
present.
Yeah, due to the recent revelations on the dark side of the ring, I'm going to probably refrain from using the Ric Flair woo.
Yeah, I would too. I believe that.
Is that why Mike has his camera off? Is he currently helicoptering?
We just no sell it, guys. Don't sell it.
Yeah, just don't sell it.
Don't sell it.
We are back. We had a rugby game yesterday for the first time in a long time. Mike, how are you feeling today?
Oh, I feel like absolute garbage. I've been dealing with a back thing for months now, and I made it through the sevens tournament and then started rehabbing it and had a setback and started rehabbing it again. Felt good on Saturday. Felt good, caught the opening kickoff. Welcome to Fly Trap, let's go. And then first scrum of the day, foot slips out from underneath me, and boom, I'm like a cripple. Managed to finish out the half almost, but I don't feel good today at all.
Yeah, I don't feel great. I can tell you that my neck has not been used to the scrumming, and that is what I'm feeling today. My neck, my back, my butthole, and my crack.
All of it.
My entire body a little bit sore today. Mike, you said you had an interesting day, so I decided to start with you. What happened?
Well, so, I was not feeling good yesterday at all, and I was contemplating, texting my boss and just saying, hey, just so you know, tweaked my back. I tend to work through it. It's usually not that big of a deal. I woke up, take my morning medications of ibuprofen and Tylenol, try to get through the day. And Tolbert, this is going to be something that you have to look forward to, becoming a new father. But apparently Elliot was watching me take my medicine and decided to open up the Tylenol bottle and play and or taste the pills that we had. He got them off. He got them, somehow opened the childproof lid. I don't know if he...
It's childproof.
He watched me do it. They're ever observant children.
Like sponges.
Yeah, and so we're, and he's 3, right? So he doesn't talk much. He talks enough, so we can't get out of him if he ate any or how many he ate. and so and you don't want to yell at him because then he's gonna deny it. And so we're trying to figure out ways to kind of get through to him that it's kind of important. And because at first I'm well, I think he was just playing with them because they make a good sound when they rattle and all that sort of stuff. And I said maybe he was just playing with them, and he's saying he didn't eat them. And then about 30 minutes later, right before I leave to go to work, I'm like, Elliot, what did those taste like? And he goes, yucky. And I go, fuck. So long story short, I went to the hospital. Amanda, tried to they called some people to figure out what was best. Poison control just said it would probably be best to go to the hospital. I looked up the ED and we weren't busy. And I said, just come here, text my boss. Hey, I got to call out because my kid ate Tylenol, we think. And so in a roundabout way, my back pain did lead to me being off today, but it involved my son potentially ingesting a deadly chemical. So
did they give him Epicac?
Yeah, they don't sell that anymore.
Really?
Epicac is gone?
They don't sell it anymore, at least not at CVS. And then they don't sell activated charcoal in the form that you would normally get. Because I had pulled up a study and read a study that was 80% of home ingestions can be resolved with either of those two taken within the first hour. But apparently the stores in Wilmington do not supply those things.
That's interesting.
We have some pamphlets for him to read about pill use and narcotic abuse in general, especially in the woods.
He's not supposed to start the pills till he starts wrestling, not before. Yeah. That's the issue.
Or football, at least.
Wow.
But yeah, very interesting morning around the Maurer household. Tensions have died down. I think I'm most upset that he missed his first rugby practice. He was going to go to the rugby youth clinic today, and
instead, feeling too good.
Yeah, instead he went and got blood drawn and got a donut.
Did they seem to think that he ingested any?
No, they drew his blood and they said there was nothing to worry about. At most, he might have had one or two, but like he's 3 and he's not telling us, so we can't. Once he said it was yucky, though, I was like, "No, man, he definitely ate one."
Go, Elliot.
That kid feels no pain today. I can tell you that.
All right. Well, that is Mike's week.
That's just my Sunday morning.
Mike's Sunday morning. Cookie.
Yes, sir.
What happened this week? It's you huffed and puffed on Red Rocks. It sounded like.
Dude. The altitude got to me, man. I was most worried about getting altitude sickness while being up that high. I wanted to take the pictures and whatnot, but the sun beaming down, 2 days of practice, running around in this crazy place, and school just started this week. Your boy was gassed for the entire week. I'm not like you said, Aaron, you're not used to scrumming. Your boy is not used to all this activity. It's been a while. So, but we made it. I made it up the Red Rocks, took pictures. It was a fun afternoon. We enjoyed Blue Moon afterwards because the Blue Moon Brewery is here.
Really? I didn't know that it was a Colorado brewery.
It is a Colorado brewery. It's pretty nice. It's actually really nice.
So other than that, how was your first week of class, son?
First week of class, it was just like a syllabus week for the most part, man. I've realized that grad school it's a lot about discussion. It's not about busy work and
just wait, Cookie.
Yeah,
I'm sure that because we get Fridays off, so I imagine that down the road these Fridays are going to be my time to cry myself to sleep from all the work that I have. So I'm just waiting on that to hit me. But right now, first week, it's all good.
All right, Tolbert, you're up next. Tolbert, how was your week?
Busy week, working. It's post Labor Day, so we're getting into those fall time motions. Things have been good. Cook for you boys. I did not play rugby yesterday, but I decided I would sweat just as much and work just as hard as you guys did on the field, off the field. So I was manning the barbecue pit and all 100,000 degrees of it. But cooked some chicken tacos, man, hung out, drank a couple beers, enjoyed some good rugby. Got to watch you guys beat up on Triad a little bit and try out some new stuff. So it was fun. It was a good day. It was good to be at Fly Trap in all its glory on a beautiful sunny day.
So now is the time we get to tell a couple stories. Mike, were there any funny things that you witnessed during the rugby match? Anything in particular?
No, I was pretty just focused on not dying on the field.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the issue is when you're completely inept like I was, you just have to make sure you're in a position to help. So I was more worried about that and then trying not to kill myself.
Shout out to Thomas. Thomas played a hell of a game yesterday.
Yeah, man, he gave me some saucy offloads.
Very saucy offloads. That was saucier than my chicken.
Yeah, those were fun. I wish I had I had no hip drive. Like my glutes were gone. And so I was just running on my hamstrings. So like every time he gave me the ball, I was just like, I had no power. We made that joke earlier when we were warming up that like 50% jog is my 100% jog. Well, it turned into my like 25% jog is my 100% jog.
Usually
terrible.
You see Mike rumbling and bumbling across.
No, it was more like Mike catching the ball and just like biding time.
He's got no hip power because he was making all these babies, man. If you stop making babies, maybe you'd have some hip power, Mike.
Exhausted.
I pulled a man's pants down yesterday.
Yeah, we saw a butthole.
The Rikishi bomb.
Oh God.
Our boy Bryce, who one of our favorites, I went to tackle him. I wrapped up and grabbed his pants and pulled down, and his pants went down with it. And then Bryce yelled, "Varnum, why you showed everybody my asshole?"
I think,
Yes, Cookie.
Aaron, I think everyone wants to know, did you get stink faced by Bryce?
I did not get stink faced by Bryce.
Okay. All right. So his asshole did not land on your face.
No,
Okay.
I for one have had Bryce land on me. Yeah. He'll get you if you're not careful, man. He'll run your ass over. He will run your ass over.
That's a big boy.
Mike, today on the podcast, something that goes very hand in hand with your dilemmas, making you sound like you're kind of injury prone this week. Another person that is injury prone, Kevin Nash, the man who is the focus of this week's episode of $2 Steak, a pro wrestling podcast. We've got the one and only Super Shredder. We have got Big, what is his name in
Big
Detroiters?
Sexy. Oh, Detroiters?
It's Big,
Big Hank.
Big Hank from
Hank Kremlin.
Detroiters. We have got...
It wasn't his own shit.
It was not his shit, and I don't know if that made it worse.
Definitely makes it worse.
Big Daddy Diesel, the king of cool. I got to meet him downtown a couple times at a couple wrestling shows.
He came
very
into,
nice, man.
Came into Cape Fear Wine and Beer one day.
He's
sure.
very knowledgeable about wine, correct?
Yeah, he was looking for wine. Very just low key, just being big sexy like he is. And he walks in, everyone goes, kind of looks down the bar. They're like, everyone's whispering, like, is that Kevin Nash? And he's just like, got 2 bottles of the nicest red wine we had and took it back to his hotel room.
Did he say toot toot as he walked out?
He did not. He did not.
The diesel noise? No? All right. Anyways, Big Daddy Diesel, maybe not the best worker in the world. And
God damn if I didn't love him. Jesus.
Same.
thank you, Byron, for picking out the matches this week. Very, very happy that he picked these matches out because I didn't want to have to do it. I did not want to have to pick out Big Daddy Diesel matches, but
because the worst part of picking matches is you have to watch like a dozen wrestling matches.
A lot of matches.
You have to watch a lot of wrestling. Jesus, that's a lot of wrestling. Anyways, let's talk about some wrestling. All right, Mike, for your matchup this week, you have got one Big Daddy Diesel against Bret Hart.
That is correct. We've got Bret Hart versus Diesel, WWE title match, steel cage match from In Your House 6, February 18th, 1996.
Mike, do you like WWE cage matches?
I feel like there's been a lot that we've covered in the last 120 some episodes. It's over 2 years worth of wrestling deep dives. And I think one of the few things that has carried forward through this entire time is my great general disdain for the WWE steel cage match. I think it started off with the very first episode.
But that wasn't a WWE. That was WWCW.
It doesn't matter though.
Well, it was WCCW.
Either way, it morphed into my disdain for WWE steel cage matches. As soon as Byron picked the matches, everybody collectively rolled their eyes, groaned, and made mention of my disgust in the rules for the WWE match. And Byron did apologize, and I said, "Hey, it's okay, because the only thing that's going to make this match serviceable is that it's Bret Hart." And so we get to the match, right? It just cuts right to these guys in the steel cage. I do appreciate that it is not a chain link steel cage. It is a rebar style steel cage, so you can see through it pretty good. Some of the new cages, it's really tough to see through, and they got to have those like special cameras. I did gag a little bit because it was 21 minutes, and I was really worried about what was going to happen, and if it was going to keep my interest. And ultimately, you know, what I decided after watching this several times, this is the most frustrating thing. I watched this match several times, right? And we'll get to the most memorable part of it. But outside of that, it is just 3 chunks of 6-minute segments that are exactly the same. It is Diesel getting offense, Bret Hart getting his comeback, selling his ass off, looking like $1 million, looking like the best wrestler in history. Bret Hart goes to climb out of the cage, and Diesel pulls him back in. Rinse and repeat that 3 different times. Now, Diesel did 3 different moves to get Bret Hart back into said cage. But other than that, there was 0 memorable wrestling incidents during the match. Can you think of any?
No, and I believe it kind of attests to the lack of ability and lack of knowledge of professional wrestling at the time of Big Daddy Diesel. I believe that Bret Hart did a lot of the match to kind of make Diesel look good.
For sure. And I think, but also it's the WWE style, right? So at one point, Hart does hit the figure 4, but you know that he can't end the match with the figure 4.
Because it's not his move.
Well, the sharpshooter, whatever.
Sharpshooter.
Whatever. I don't. You know what I'm talking about. I know it's not the same. Look, I'm terrible with move names. We all know this. I'm also trying to watch the Steelers game. My mind's in 2 different spots, and my back hurts. So he tries to hit the sharpshooter, but then Bret Hart knows that he can't win with the sharpshooter. So then Diesel counters it with like an eye poke or head scratch or some shit. It was some weird thing, and then yeah. So it's just like you know you're not going to get that kind of climactic finish that you would expect out of a normal match because they're trying to escape a cage and bitch out of the match. So fast forward to the end, Diesel's got Bret Hart just gassed and worked. He's done. You can see it in his eyes. He's smiling. At one point, he could have went for the cage door, but instead he actually, takes time to do one more move to Bret Hart. And as he's essentially walking out the door, what happens? The Undertaker comes out from inside underneath the ring and pulls Diesel down. Cloud of smoke. Bret Hart's like, what the fuck? Climbs up, lands on his feet, maintains. And then you see Diesel does escape.
Yeah. They should have just kept him down there.
I don't understand. So, was Undertaker under the ring the whole time?
Yes.
That would be terrible because he's like 6'8", and so is Diesel. So then Diesel's down there, and they're both probably chilling, like, hey, man, so, what do we do? There's probably a monitor down there to, kind of give them an idea of what the fuck's going on.
Of course.
But like this.
Yeah.
On top of each other.
just chilling there. Sandwich. And then Undertaker comes out, and obviously you hear the gong and the lights cut, and it's all purple and stuff, and clearly he's going to challenge Diesel for something. But I think, again, much like the other Bret Hart matches I've had, it's a testament to what he could get out of anybody. I like the idea of Diesel, right? I like how he's big and fairly charismatic in a sense, but I'm also I'm one of the ones who's not a work rate junkie. I don't need to see you do 1 million moves. But he just doesn't capture me at all.
No.
And so this was a tough watch, but I'm glad Bret Hart won, and hopefully the Undertaker beat Diesel.
Mike, anything going on social media this week?
Not too sure. I haven't really been on it much. I've been taking care of business, doing other things.
Mike, are you high?
No, I'm not actually.
What is going on?
Is
this is the most boring episode of the podcast ever.
I think it's just because I'm in pain. I literally can't do anything without hurting. No, Twitter, we're about the same. You haven't done
guys,
anything.
I want to mention that this week we're all Zooming because Tolbert had a previous obligation, and Mike is not feeling great because of his back. And I'll tell you that Mike refuses to turn his camera on to let us see him because Mike is so ashamed of
how high he is right now.
Of this pain he's going through.
Or that too.
Yeah, no, it's more the shame of the pain and how I'm squirming like I don't even know what whore in church or whatever. I'm just like uncomfortable, just fidgeting. Aaron would eventually yell at me for fidgeting around. We don't do a video for the podcast, so I don't think it's necessary to be on video.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah. Anyway, you didn't post anything. We've been doing a little bit of live tweeting though during AEW Dynamite, which I think is fun. Little interaction there. I think Instagram's up to like 170 some followers though. I don't know what Tolbert's doing, but I love when Tolbert says he's going to post pictures and then never does, because he took a couple pictures of me yesterday.
I don't even know if I sent it to him. Did I send it to him?
Well, not a lot of follow through on Tolbert's end.
I definitely sent it to him.
He did post about how he was going to destroy a bag of ice like Undertaker destroyed Jericho, and posted a picture of that. I like where we're at in social media though, because we're just trying to be ourselves. We're trying to crack ourselves up. We're not clamoring for fans. We're not losing fans. So the people that are seeing our content are clearly enjoying it. So shout out to us.
We had some great interaction this week over people that liked our I think you should leave tweets.
Yeah.
The references to I think you should leave. So I think we've got a very niche audience. I did send off the shirts to the Corey Forrester, the comedian this week, and Jim Cornette. So maybe we'll get some rub from there.
Sorry, Mike. Real quick, I will say that my favorite post from Tolbert this week was the Will Rugby for drugs. That was my favorite Instagram post from him. Just going to throw that out there.
Thank you. I think the only post that you could have picked was the graphic from this week, wasn't it?
Yes, I think it was. It was, yes. And the bag of ice.
And the bag of ice.
It goes back to the carefully curated content that we try to post to make sure that we are showing our fans the true us. We're not going to just spam things. And I retweeted Iron Sheik. I like retweeting Iron Sheik when he's got a fire tweet. And yeah. We're going to just do our own thing and be ourselves.
All right, Cookie, for the strong style, the strongest of style. Cookie, you have got one Kevin Nash against Goldberg.
Goldberg. I have two big meaty men slapping meat, of course. It's my favorite. And let's see here. I guess it's on me to save this podcast this week, Aaron. So
thank you.
Here I am. All right. You got Goldberg, who's the champion. The streak is going strong right now. I think it's like 173-0. He has 0 losses, 173 wins. I don't know if that was actually true, Aaron? Did he actually? Was
no,
that right?
They padded those numbers.
It started true, and then they started padding them by like 12 because apparently there was like people that were keeping track of all the house show scores and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, once they realized that they could make it a real big thing, they started making it too big of a thing, and people started calling them out on it.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Now,
WCW, man.
This is true. This is 1999 WCW. Kevin Nash and the Wolfpack are red hot. Pun intended. Now, I want to first start off with no shout out to whoever uploaded this video, because all the signs in the video were backwards. Aaron, did you notice this?
Yeah, so they do that so they don't get popped.
Okay.
By the YouTube police.
Well, it ruined the 90s humor for me. Who farted? That's still one of my favorite signs.
Speaking of who farted, Mike, unplug your mic or something. Was that you?
I don't know. I'm just squirming around here, bud.
Did you hear that?
I did hear that. It sounded like Mike farted into the microphone.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead with the 90s humor.
It was probably just my old man grunts.
Well, I digress. Probably the best sign is Who Farted from the 90s. Probably the worst sign that I did get to decipher from this match, Suicide King. Maybe the worst sign I saw in the crowd.
So there was a movie at the time called Suicide Kings, and maybe it was a reference to that, but I don't think so.
Was it a good movie, Aaron?
It was a passable movie. It was one of those movies that was kind of on the peripheral of kind of cool cinema. It's got Christopher Walken in it.
Would you call it a cult classic?
I would definitely say it's a cult classic.
Okay. All right. Well, Suicide Kings. There we go. I learned something new today.
That movie came out in '97. Yeah, Jane Marr, the guy who played Elliot from E.T., the guy from The Big Bang Theory. Who's the head nerd on that? That's not Sheldon, the short guy in the glasses.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name.
Yeah, and
that's it.
Dennis Leary.
So it's almost an all-star cast to this.
So it's like the all-star cast if you were like a 90s guy.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, cultural lesson for your boy Cookie today. You know who else? We're talking about, artists. Thank God. I just want to say thank God for C Murder for giving us one of the best entrance themes for the Wolfpack.
Yes.
Loved it. Loved it. Best beat I've ever heard in my life for a wrestling theme. I still bump it to this day. Shout out to C Murder. But just, Aaron, imagine being a kid again. It's 1999. Your parents just ordered Starcade. Your mother just whipped up some Barnumtown shrimp. Your friends bring over a fat doobie, and life is good. That was
no, I was not. I can tell you, I was not smoking a doobie at that time in my life.
We got to ask Tolbert and see if he was smoking that doobie in 99. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get to this countdown.
Cookies, top 4, number 1.
Aaron, this match is full of, shall I say, great moves, great technical wrestling moves in this match. Would you say that?
No.
No, not at all. Okay. So I'm going to start off with this. Kevin Nash with a headlock on Goldberg. He forces Goldberg into the corner and gives him a couple knees and an elbow. That's my number 1.
The excitement.
Number 2. I thought you were supposed to save us.
I have to be honest with my crowd here. Sorry, Mike. I have to be honest with them. Okay. So this is me saving us by being honest. One of the best technical wrestlers is involved in this match. Do you believe this statement, Aaron?
No.
No, not at all. Okay. Correct. Both of these men are terrible ring techniques. But we see not only a heel hook from Goldberg, but also an arm bar. We see an arm bar.
That's right.
This is 90s WCW, Aaron. So the arm bar is big. Am I right or am I right?
I mean, if you were a man of 1,002 holds,
Yes, absolutely.
1,001.
Now, I mean, I'm sure. Do you think Meltzer would have given this match 4.5 stars?
He probably gave it like 1 star.
1 star.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. That's going to lead me into my number 3. Go ahead.
Number 3.
All right. So that's enough fancy wrestling for Big Sexy. The armbar is like his technical maneuver. Let's go deep into his arsenal and hit Goldberg with the hold up. It's in my notes somewhere. A big boot. He hits him with a big boot. Goldberg ducks it, and Nash gets jacked up with a spear.
Cookie, I heard he learned that boot while he was on tour in Japan.
I feel like I'm missing a reference there, Mike. I don't know if that was.
It's just that it's just such a basic move, and he sucks. That's all.
Oh, okay.
I can confirm to you, Cookie. This match got 2.75 stars from Meltzer.
2.75.
2.7. Mike, did you watch my match? Do you think it deserved 2.75 stars?
Cookie, I read what your match was and immediately said that's a 1-star match.
That's exactly what I thought. When you're learning moves like the big from Japan, I don't think this match deserves 2.75.
I don't I don't want, or I haven't watched a ton of wrestling. I get it, but like, I can write that match out in my head
Absolutely.
real fast.
And this was the main. I want to just throw this out there too. This was the main event for their WrestleMania.
Yeah, this was the main event for Starcade.
For Starcade. This was the best thing that they could put together was Goldberg versus Kevin Nash. It pissed me off. Anyway, let's go into the honorable mentions.
Wait, one thing aside, Cookie, what do you think Goldberg's lowest rated match is?
I think his lowest rated match, I imagine it couldn't go below 1 star. So I'm going to say his lowest rated match is probably 1.25. I'll give him
it is -1.
Negative.
Against Steve Mongo McMichael.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Aaron, I want you to do some.
How bad was that?
It must have been
we got to find it now.
Aaron, can you look up Goldberg versus Undertaker and tell me what kind of rating that got?
What year was that? 2019?
Yeah, like 2018, 2019, something like that.
Or even the Goldberg Steven Regal match.
Yeah. Like, I'm just curious about these ratings.
Like, just to get an anchor point for how bad that Mongo McMichael match was, because we watched the Undertaker match, we've seen the Regal match. Like, that's got to be terrible.
It has to be. It has to be lower. I'm surprised it's not lower than a -1, honestly. I'm gonna go into my honorable mentions while you're looking that up, Aaron. Kevin Nash, one of the most awkward sidewalk slams. He tries to use his left arm. He almost kills Goldberg. I mean, it almost looks like Nash is blown up. I think Nash got blown up in probably the first 2 minutes of this match.
Hey man, those boots are heavy, brother.
You're not lying. And those elbows, don't forget about those elbows.
0. That got 0 stars. So the McMichael match is -1 worse.
I can't physically think of how it could be worse.
I want Tolbert to review that match, and I kind of want to see what he has to think about that. Going back, let's see here. Goldberg, freak of nature. I mean, he got Nash's big ass up for a power slam, but he really doesn't need to do a super kick or a wheel kick. Like, why is he doing this? He's like 6'4", 300 pounds. Like, that's what retired Bret Hart. I'm like, why are you doing this? Goldberg is, he does unnecessary stuff. That's what I'll say. And then my last 2 honorable mentions, DDP should have ended the streak when he counted a jackhammer into the diamond cutter. Come on now. I'm just saying. And then the next thing that happened after Nash won this match, Aaron, this is trivia for you. Do you know what happened after that? Like, what was the next big event that happened?
Was it the finger poke?
It was the finger poke of death. Hogan goes over on Nash with literally 1 finger. And I think that was spelled the end of WCW. Would you say so?
Yeah, like it was a shithole at that point.
Yep. I imagine everyone left after that because this booking was terrible. I'm pretty sure Russo was probably involved with this.
I think Russo came in right after that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It only goes downhill from here.
Number 4.
All right. Shout out to Disco Inferno and Bam Bam Bigelow for interfering with this match. It gave me some fresh eyes, some new faces to see. I needed something else besides a big boot and an elbow and a spear and a jackhammer. I needed more than that. So, shout out to those guys for interfering in the match. But the most surprising spot had to be a returning Scott Hall with the infamous cattle prod to the chest of Goldberg.
You would think that after this past week, you would think that they would just try to H-bomb Goldberg.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen what an H-bomb can do to wrestlers, right, Aaron?
Especially Scott Hall, apparently. You would have to take Goldberg out in a wheelchair.
Yes, absolutely. It puts him down for not only a 3 count, Aaron. I would think it puts him down for hours. Anyway, Goldberg's worst enemy, electricity. Specifically 9 volts of electricity from a cattle prod. Because it puts him down for this match. And his streak is over due to a cattle prod. I'm still putting that through my head. Like, I haven't seen bad booking like this probably until this week, Monday Night Raw. Vince McMahon booking Raw. The parallels are there, and you can see it. I'm not going to say it, but the parallels are there.
The parallels are definitely there.
So this match gets probably 1 cookie.
One cookie. Yep.
I'll give it one cookie because it was, I guess, a moment in history, infamous as it was. It was a moment. So I'll give it one whole cookie, and can't wait to see what I have next week.
Hey, I will tell you, with Bret Hart though, you're gonna have some Never mind.
Wait, yeah, we haven't decided on Bret Hart yet.
Sorry. I will tell you, Cookie, that I'm probably gonna forget to cut this part out anyway. Spoiler alert: we recorded Tolbert's section before we recorded Cookie's section. I think that you're gonna have a decent match next week.
Well, I hope so, Aaron. I need something. I have a streak of having 5 cookie matches or 4.5 cookie matches. And this one just ruined my streak. I just realized that. My streak has been ruined. My streak has been ruined.
Byron came in and just cattle prodded your ass.
He did.
Well, no. You have to blame Travis and Byron because that's how we got here.
Well, Travis and Byron, you're on my fucking shit list. How about that? You ruined my streak, boys.
All right, for the high spot, you have got Kevin Nash against Mick Foley for the TNA Legends title. Before we go anywhere, Cookie, what is the TNA Legends title?
The TNA Legends title came around that time of Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff. They were looking for a new title that they could bring. For people like Devon Dudley, you had Booker T, you had a lot of old heads, Kevin Nash included, Mick Foley.
The Main Event Mafia?
Yes, the Main Event Mafia. They needed a title. They needed some gold to wear around their waist because these men paved the way for the younger generation in TNA. So they needed their own brand, their own title. Hence the TNA Legends title.
Can I just say I love that Cookie is our TNA expert.
I know. I was just about to say he's our resident TNA expert. I was just about to say that. I don't think anything was paved in TNA.
No,
it is good because I did not watch TNA and I still
did not either.
Cannot watch TNA.
Me neither.
Yeah.
So, of course, I pull it up. I go, oh, great. It's a TNA match. We'll ask Cookie all about this.
Yeah. I got you.
Did you know that, what is it? So, what spells backward is murder? What is it?
That's right. Relic. Did you guys know
Relic spelled backwards is murder?
Murder? Yeah. Whatever it was.
Killer
Spelled backwards.
Killer spelled backwards.
Idiots.
Oh, that's red rum. I'm so stupid. Tolbert, go.
Yeah, so here we are in the Octagon, the TNA Octagon. And like I said,
it's a hexagon.
It's a hexagon. Sorry, I didn't fail geometry. I didn't even take geometry. But here we are, TNA Legends match. Mick Foley starts off with a really nice promo about how, this is his life. This is his, wrestling is his life. He's proud. He's not about the cash. All Kevin Nash is about the money, about the contracts, about the fame, how he's never even had a conversation with Kevin Nash that doesn't revolve around money.
I really like that line.
Yeah, it actually is a really good promo. I mean, Foley's a god. He's got the TNA Legends gold over his shoulder while he's cutting this promo. So he's putting the belt on the line against Kevin Nash. It's going to be, fucking heart and soul of wrestling versus, the big time company ass kisser contract man getting paid big bucks. But we start off, Big Sexy comes out. I have to say, man, Cookie, where the TNA crowd's always like this, it just seems very small, very I don't know, not very filled out. It seems like you got a ringside seat for like $50. Like if you came
probably less than that.
Always tiny crowds.
Yeah, but I mean the fans that are there are hyped. This is a weird time in wrestling, so I guess the people that are there to see it are really into it. Big Sexy makes his way out though, does his thing, big man doing big things. And here comes Foley. This is a weird time, so it's kind of like Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, all of it wrapped up in one together. And that's his thing. So he comes out in his flannel with the belt. He's ready to go. They don't waste any time. They lock up. They go right at it. I know last week we talked about how Nash can't move well. He doesn't really, necessarily wrestle all that well, but damn if he doesn't look good. And I've always been entertained by him from WCW days, even to some of these TNA matches I've seen. As big as he is, he moves his body well, makes his punches look good. Foley kind of carried him through this match, though. He took most of the punishment. He does hit the guardrail really, really hard a few times.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's like, holy shit, he's still taking these bumps at this age. Because, Foley's not a young man at this point. Neither is Kevin Nash. We see Foley get knocked around a lot. Like I said, kind of carrying the weight of this match, taking a lot of heavy bumps until we get an outside spot where Kevin Nash gets tossed out of the ring. He's laying on the floor. Mick Foley is going to do one of his patented elbow drops off the top rope to the outside. Right before this, a chair was in play, and Kevin Nash kind of has possession of it. He grabs it just in time to block the elbow drop from the top. I don't know how it caught Foley. I don't know if he bladed or.
Oh, he definitely bladed.
Yeah, I think it was when he was laying there face down for a little bit, but he gets up, and his eye. It looks like his eye has just been taken out. It is pretty brutal. He went pretty deep, but he's bleeding all over the place. From here, Nash just kind of punches him in the face a lot. He actually takes a little boxing stance and squares up a little bit and gives him the old 1-2 a few times. We end up back outside the ring where Foley bashes Nash's face right into the steel steps, and he starts bleeding as well. So, both guys gushing blood at this point from their eyeballs, essentially.
There is a lot of blood in this matchup.
Yeah. Foley is bleeding like a stuck pig, not to be cliche, but he is. Then Nash's little cut just opens up, and he's bleeding all over the place. We've got blood splatters on the camera, everything. During this promo, Foley alludes to his barbed wire bat, which he cannot find. He's like, do you see it anywhere? I don't see it anywhere. I'm going to find it. Well, he does find it. It's under the ring.
No, really?
Yeah, really. There it is. The whole time. But so he grabs his barbed wire bat. But as soon as he goes to go in on Kevin Nash, we get a distraction from his protege.
Abyss?
Yes. No, it wasn't Abyss. It's Kevin Nash. A young lady comes out to distract Foley. What is her name? Kind of looks like China almost, but a little smaller version. I can't remember who it was.
Hold on.
Anyway, she comes out, distracts Mick Foley ringside, allowing Kevin Nash to get the roll up in the pin, grabbing the belt, also grabbing Foley's bat, and then proceeds to beat him with it. So he's taking some brutal hits from this barbed wire bat. We hear some music, and his big old friend Abyss comes with his barbed wire bat to save his friend and fend off Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash, all bloody with the belt in tow and the barbed wire bat, exits the building and leaving Foley in a bloody heap.
Oh, it was Tracy
Brooks.
Tracy Brooks. She's real hot.
Yeah, she was a good-looking girl. But,
that's who that is. If you know Frankie Kazarian, that's his wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Our local TNA expert once again.
I got you, man.
Everybody's so sans energy this week. We're all just kind of out of it.
I'm exhausted, dude. After being at Flytrap all day yesterday, coming home, going to work, I'm on a long stretch of shifts. I've got coworkers at Riot Fest in Chicago right now, so I'm covering for them while I'm not at Riot Fest.
Womp womp.
Next year.
Dude, they had a great lineup this year, man. It was 9 Inch Nails at this.
So 9 Inch Nails, and my friends went to see 9 Inch Nails. 9 Inch Nails dropped out. You know who took 9 Inch Nails' place?
No.
Morrissey. Imagine going to see 9 Inch Nails and you get Morrissey.
I'm so sorry.
I think Trent Reznor got COVID, I think. But anyway, y'all ready for the HighKu?
Yeah, give it to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Nash is for the cash. Mick Foley will bleed for this.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody bleeds.
Thank you, Tolbert.
I can tell Aaron did not like my
Tolbert. So here's my dilemma. So this week, We're doing the word association game that Mike came up with last week. So we have already done a Mick Foley episode.
Mhm.
So that leaves us with two different options. We can either have a Goldberg episode next week
Oh God.
or a Bret Hart episode next week.
I'd much rather have a Bret Hart episode over a Goldberg episode because if we do Goldberg, all we're gonna do is talk about 3 spears and maybe a pile driver suplex. Much rather do Bret Hart. How come we haven't done Gold Dust yet? Especially after
Well, because
watching.
we have not had a match.
I want to do Gold Dust.
Yeah, I would
We
love.
can have. Perhaps we can find a Bret Hart versus Goldust match.
Oh, I like this game.
And then eventually we will have a Goldust episode. So at this point, boys, are we going to have a Bret Hart episode
Hart,
next
dude.
week?
Bret Hart.
Gotta go Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, 100%. I love men slapping meat, but I think Bret Hart should take it to this
All right, so we will have a Bret Hart, one of the greatest of all time. Thank you for listening to $2 Steak, a very low energy podcast this week.
Hey, we're doing what we can. At least we're here.
At
That has to
least we
count
are
for
here
something.
giving you all the content that you need.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch Maximum Overdrive on the big
Who
screen.
made who?
Yeah.
Who made you?
I'm getting in the mood for Halloween. You know, October's coming, boys. Pretty soon we'll be talking about Havoc and doing all sorts of Halloween matches.
Quick aside, Tolbert. When I was a kid, they used to have this thing called Piney Woods in the fall every year at Huma Gray Park. It was this big festival that they did. It was a street. It's kind of like a street festival, but it was at Huma Gray Park, so it was a big deal. When I was a kid, they had the Maximum Overdrive 18-wheeler
The Gremlin?
with the Green Goblin front on it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. I was
It
like,
is, man.
what the hell? This is incredible. I got to see it in person. I cried a little bit because it was so cool.
Hell yeah.
Go have fun.
I will.
Go watch one of the worst yet greatest films ever filmed in
course.
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah.